So what's been going on over at Netflix here? We have seen a number of, a lot of shows that have really been pointed at children that have included a lot of the transgender, LGBTQ agenda on Netflix shows. Now, admittedly, a lot of these shows have since been canceled or are no longer on the air. But this is the first time that any light has been shown on some of them, not all of them, some of them. And there was one actually that was pointed out yesterday, more of it, and it was this one from Strawberry Shortcake. Do you guys remember Strawberry Shortcake as a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah? Vera, I imagine you played a lot of Strawberry Shortcake.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Just got a call that I've been
hold on a
requested
sec.
by name for a new position under one of the top bakery chefs in the Western Hemisphere. I haven't been a cook in years. I'm in a festive mood, scared out of my mind, but festive.
Wow.
Hell yeah, way to go.
Congrats. Let's go, Aramis.
Can we have the confetti? Oh, we get boobs too. Okay, we need confetti too. Yay!
Oh, boobs and confetti all over the place. Give it up for Aramis right there with the $50. That's awesome. Requested by name for a new position under one of the top bakery chefs in the Western Hemisphere. Aramis, congratulations, man. Go get it. You got to go get it. Love to see that. Congratulations. We are rooting for you, my dude. That is excellent to hear. Keep us updated. That's great to hear. All right. So back to this Netflix story. Strawberry Shortcake, Barry in the Big City, promoting transgender drag queens to children. Now, this is a 30-second clip. We're probably going to get flagged for this because we've been flagged for showing other Netflix clips.
You want me to scramble?
Yeah, let's go and scramble it real quick. Can we keep the audio for this, Phoenix? Keep the audio while scrambling the video here?
We should be able to keep the audio.
Okay, but you'll get the idea here. Let's go and play this out and see what happens.
Correct response. Like cotton candy clouds floating in a blue sky. Banafi will slide that runway.
Okay. So he's gonna slay the runway in its light blue, pink, and white trans dress, the drag queen here. And let's hear what this drag princess queen thing is here. And by the way, this is for 7-year-olds.
Banafi, tell us why you chose this delicious dress.
As a transberry, I love living out loud as my
As a
trans fairy or berry?
God, either way,
Transberry.
cringe.
Also, I just want to say how very similar the design of this character is to the freaking Princess and the Frog Disney one.
Oh, Tiana.
Yeah, I feel like there's some grounds for theft here.
Yeah.
Very similar.
All right. Well, as a trans bear, it doesn't even matter. You guys see what's going on. This is for 7-year-olds. So there's been a lot of talk about a cancellation of Netflix, and we've talked about this on the show several times. We saw the stock price dip a little bit. But really, will this matter in the long term to Netflix? Until they hurt its market cap, it doesn't matter. And it's, is it too big to fail, right? Because a lot of people have talked, cuties, we're gonna boycott cuties, and then they went up and bought their Netflix account. It didn't really matter, right? But maybe there could be something about this, because speaking of Benny Johnson, we were talking about him earlier. He had Congressman Tim Burchett on, and they were talking about actually doing something about this, possibly having the Netflix executives have to testify about the agenda. Here we go.
Would you be in favor of the Netflix leadership being asked to sort of testify over this radical sexual ideology?
Every time we're on, I always say I'm going to do something that makes news. Here's what I want to do on this one, because the First Amendment and all that is involved in it, of course. Let's get on it. I'm going to follow up with my folks after we get off. I'm going to call them and say, which committee can they be brought in front of? Is who I think what we have to look at, who regulates the FCC, and then since it's cable, does that count? I don't know. I don't know enough about it, but yeah, they need to be brought in. We need to find out what their agenda is and why they're pushing this stuff. Because from what I understand, that little cartoon is apparently the #1 rated cartoon they have on their show. I haven't seen it. It looks kind of like claymation or something. I'm not really sure. But,
Yeah.
I said something about it, and immediately the left pounded on me and said something about, oh, you're just upset because it's a racial family. And I know some gay folks, and they are getting a little more ticked off about the transgender situation because they're getting lumped in. That's not their fight. I don't think that's their fight. They need to pull off all that garbage. And because, they got their win, they got their marriage thing going, and nobody cares. Everybody's looking for a fight, and I live in East Tennessee, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. And just live your own dadgum life. I always tell people, don't put it in my face and don't tax me. And that's all I care about.
Right.
But that right there is recruiting. That is grooming. That is the worst of the worst, because they're taking young minds and they know they can do that.
So the idea of Netflix actually having to be called in front and questioned about this situation, what's the likelihood, Vera, do you think that we'll actually see this happen and Netflix actually have to answer some questions about pushing this?
I don't.
Netflix
has been an extremely controversial company for a lot of years, and we've seen the types of content that they put on their platform, like cuties, like this, and they feel like they're untouchable. It's kind of similar to Microsoft and what's going on with Xbox Game Pass. They believe that they're untouchable. They can make the content that they want, and they're not going to face any repercussions for it.
Well, when you think about, and by the way, Vera, you very, very much may be right in a situation like this. But when you think about some of the controversies, this is not the first time that we've seen a lot of these clips. That previous clip,
of course not.
That previous clip, that was new to me, but we've seen a lot of these clips over the last several years, going back to 2019, 2020, going back to the Babysitters Club. Do you guys remember the Babysitters Club? Blabs, I bet you watched or you read Babysitters Club.
I have no idea what the Babysitter Club is.
Oh, okay. I forgot you're a 12-year-old boy. Vera, do you know a Babysitters Club?
Yes, I do.
Okay. This is a very big girls brand, like a preteen brand, a lot of books for here. Well, it was turned into a series on Netflix. And once again, this is from a while ago, but this gives you an idea of everything, where this girl right here, this is actually a boy here in bed. Okay. This is a boy, but it wants to be a girl. And what happens is this girl, her, goes out and actually dresses down the doctors in the hallway and was talking about Bailey is not a boy, and kind of dresses down the idea of being trans, right? Which I bring this up because you wonder, and part of me just wants to say there's no way this is the case, but could it potentially be this malicious? As you scroll up and you see that a major shareholder in Netflix is Capital Research Global Investors, and they're worth approximately $3 trillion and have invested large sums into the makers of puberty blockers. So could it potentially be that malicious?
It could be, yeah, 100%.
Phoenix, I see you shaking your head.
The answer is correct. Yes, it is.
And
it's too big of a coincidence.
That would be my opinion that it is.
Yeah.
Blabs, any thoughts on 100%.
This? 100%. Big Pharma loves to drug you up and everything. Yeah. No, this is on purpose.
I wish I feel so black-pilled when you see stuff like that. You don't want to think that people are that malicious, but it just comes back to money. Always comes back to money. And so somebody's invested in something. We got to get our product in front of some people. And ultimately, you got to get your product in front of kids, and look at how strong and powerful that kid is. You dress down a bunch of doctors, and you know what the doctors do? Check it out. Watch what the doctors do here.
From here on out, please recognize her for who she is.
Okay. Do you see how this tepid look on this doctor's face? Oh, okay. Whatever you say, powerful 11-year-old.
Of course, the evil white man
Mm.
needs to be talked
He's
down to by
cowarding and
the
everything. Yeah.
young black woman.
I mean, honestly, amazing to see, and not to be outdone, the white nurse standing next to him. So there we go. That is what you get right here. And yes, logic has totally been thrown out the window here. So would it be great to see them called up and roasted for this? Sure, even if they are. You know, it doesn't even really matter because nothing's going to be done about it. They're just going to get a stern talking to. And until, once again, people start voting with their wallet or there's an alternative, you know, there's talk of Elon Musk creating an alternative for Netflix. Well, we'll see how well that goes, you know. But there has to be alternatives here. And goes back to Phoenix, you are a big believer and champion of like, hey, get rid of your Netflix, use it on Side Scrollers Plus.
Exactly.
Use it on Rumble Premium, right? Use it on alternatives because that's what we're doing here. It's going to take time, a long time. We do not have millions and millions and billions of dollars to work with. We do not have hundreds of millions of subscribers, right? But we want to get there. We want to build and slow. And we do not have any sort of capital behind us. This is about as grassroots as it gets. So, yes, we truly need your help. Your mom told me you should hit the subscribe button. You don't want to disappoint mom, do you?